Your coaching crew, the Celtics. You got KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo. I mean, you look at that squad. How? Because now this is really your first foray into like being with, I'm talking about great players. KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, all of those guys are Hall of Famer. I believe eventually Rondo probably was going to get into the Hall of Fame. Lou, how do you, because everybody say, man, Lou is a player's coach. A lot of times the guys go talk to you when they didn't talk to the head coach. They could talk to you, they could relate. Even though Doc played the game, you played the game, and a lot of players say, I like talking to the coach that actually plays the game because I can see, he sees it through my lens, I see it through his lens. So how have you been able to relate, be so relatable to players while still holding them accountable?
I think a thing I learned from B. Shaw, like from my rookie year, my second year in the league, he taught me, tell the truth. Like, just seeing him be able to tell Kobe and Shaq the truth. Like, when they mess up, like, man, no, it was your fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't go blaming Devin George. Like, it was your fault. Like, and B. Shaw did that every single time. And I'm like, just looking at him, and he's like, man, you just got to be able to tell the truth. And so, it took me a long way because when you tell the great players and the star players, like, when KG come out of the game, he might be going crazy. Man, I didn't foul him. And, Scalabrine be like, man, you didn't foul him. He like, Lou, you fouled him. And then he like, he might cuss me out or whatever. And then like, 3 minutes, you right, Lou, give me a dap. You know what I'm saying? But like, you just got to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I think stars and guys that, even, whatever, like people respect the truth. Whether they like it at that point or not. Like if you're real with yourself, 2 days later you come back like, you know what, Shannon, you was right. Like, I was wrong. Like you were right. And they can respect that. But like, when I'm lying to you.
Yes, you do.
Like if you drop a pass, it was a great pass. If you drop it, and I said, man, that's a bad pass. Like like, no, he threw that. That shit was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like if I'm lying to you, like, and you respect honesty. And that's kind of like how I was able to deal with these guys is just telling the truth. Right.
So how was it going from playing with Shaq to coaching Shaq?
The last year in Boston.
Yeah.
It was. I really didn't have a responsibility, So, who was? So we had Tibbs my first year doing the defense. Then Lawrence Frank. Was Longobardi doing defense then? Maybe. I think Mike Long. So I really didn't have no responsibility. I was still behind the bench, so it was just more so just. Him talking stuff all the time, but like I didn't really have a lot of responsibility. I just really dealt with Doc more one-on-one than my projects was I had Rondo and I had KG. Right. Two of the craziest guys on the team. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, both are fiery. Yeah. Both are, in your face, hey, get it done. Right. So how do you navigate that?
Like I said, telling the truth. I think because me, KG, and Chauncey, we were all three best friends. Right. So me going to Boston, that was easy. And so he was there before me, and so a lot of stuff he was doing, like guys would be like, okay, well, KG's going to do this, he's going to do that. And so when I first got there, like they would serve food after the game. Right. And so it's kind of like really how it opened up for me. So they would serve food after the game. And so they would put the food in the locker room, and the coaches would never eat. So one day I'm hungry as hell. Like, so I walk in the locker room and I start fixing me a plate. And then so Paul Pierce and Rondo, oh, KG, T-Lue's getting food. And I was like, what? So I'm getting so I'm getting my food or whatever. So KG comes, what? He said, man, T-Lue getting food. He's like, shit, I can't do that about that. So he's like, what? So, so they going crazy, like, oh, man, you let TJ. So then after that, now all the coaches were able to come in and get food. So before, the coaches couldn't eat until all the players ate first. Really? I'm like, man, we've been up doing scouts and working at 7 in the morning. Man, you crazy. I'm hungry. Like, we're doing the same thing. Like, and so, like, they couldn't touch the food until the players ate first. Right. So I'm like, man, hell no, you tripping. So when I did that, like, it kind of opened up everything. So guys like, oh, man, KG let T-Lue do whatever you want to do. And so then after that, I just had all their respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. KG, everybody talks about KG trash talking. You see him on his pod now, and then you see him. I mean, you hear some of the clips. He really talk that much?
Yeah, he does. I mean, it's more so to get himself going. Right. Like, he wants you to talk back so he can, you ever heard like, don't poke the bear. Right. Like he tried to get himself going by talking trash and talking stuff to get himself fired up. But yeah, he was good at it. That's what he wanted to do.
Rondo, can you tell like for me, I have former teammates that became head coaches. When you're playing with a guy, can you tell he has the qualities, the attributes to be a head coach?
Yes. And it's funny because I didn't know I was going to be a head coach.
Really?
You know, when I played for Doc in 2003, he told me, said, when you get done playing, you can come coach with me. Like, yeah, right. I ain't coaching these crazy. Like, I ain't doing that. But like when it's over, that's all we know.
Right.
Like, you know, that's all I know is basketball.
Right.
And so Rondo's one of those guys. I mean, he's definitely a head coach. Like just seeing, like he's probably the best person I've seen as far as controlling the game, understanding how to call plays.
Right.
When guys haven't had a shot, when KG needs a shot, when Ray needs a shot, what to call, what to run. Like, he ain't had to look over a Doc. Like, you would be surprised at all the guys that are great players that can't control a game and call plays and, you know, throughout the course of a game. But Rondo was the best guy I've seen do that as far as just controlling the whole game. You know, just calling. Don't even have to look at Doc.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just controlling the game, calling the game. And he was the best I ever seen doing that. And so, like, when you're able to do that on the floor, you could do it on the sideline.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think Rondo would be a hell of a coach.
But how difficult was that? Because you got a young Rondo, and you got a veteran in KG, you got a veteran in Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. And to see this young guy come in and do that and let Doc have that kind of control.
I mean, it was good because he wasn't looking for shots. Now, if I'm calling my own play and I'm shooting 20, no, I'm saying I'm shooting 20 shots a game. But he was just doing it. He wanted to get KG going, get Paul going, get Ray going.
Right.
They had no problem with it.
Right.
Like, Rondo wasn't coming in shooting all the balls. You know what I'm saying? So it was, I mean, they loved it.
Was it because I hear, you know, like the reunion, he and Ray didn't get along, him and Paul Pierce and KG for the longest time. And I think for the most part, I think they've kind of made some amends about Ray going to it. So what was Rondo's personality like?
He had a tough personality.
Really?
Like, you know, Rondo fight the drop of a dime. he ain't taking nothing from nobody. Nobody. Like, and he had that mentality. And so my job was to more just talk to him about how to control it.
You got to control it, bro.
How to control it. Like, it's going to be times for it. Like, I'm all for it. Like, somebody got a line, you got to scrap. You just got to scrap.
Right.
I believe in that, you know, but it can't be controversy all the time.
Right.
You know, and so you got to be able to control it and be able to manage it. And, you know, at times it's going to be called for, but sometimes it's not going to be called for.
Right.
And so you just got to be able to be able to manage that. And so, but he's a feisty guy, hates to lose, wants to win. And if he don't win, like I said, he's ready to scrap. You know what I'm saying? Are
you surprised that he's not in the league? Because I thought he played extremely well. The Lakers in the bubble. I thought. I mean, the years he played with the Lakers, I thought he was phenomenal.
Yeah. How old is he now, though?
He might be a little long. He might be.
Yeah.
He got to be
39.
39.
Oh yeah. I mean, if guys could do it, he could be one of the guys.
Because he seemed like he take care of himself.
Take care of his body. You know, control the game without having to get shots.
Right.
You know, from that aspect, it reminds you a lot of CP.
Right.
Like being able to just control the game and get guys quality shots every single possession. He's that guy.
But you look at, I mean, you wouldn't think, but he has a game where he dropped 40. He's had 24, 25, 27 assists in a game. Yeah. I mean, it's not like he was like people think, oh, he's just an assist guy. No. He could score. He could score.
No, he could score the ball. And so, but like you said, just being able to read the game and understand how you're gonna get on the floor.
Right.
Like, does he really need to score when you got Ray, Paul, and KG out there?
Right.
You know, so he picking. You know, he
pick and chose the spot.
Yeah, you know, when he wanted to score and be aggressive. But I remember like the playoff game against Miami having 40.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
he could score the basketball. So I mean, Rondo was a great player, man.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before 2 something.